Whole time you would feed me lies. Whole time you were telling me you were this bitch and you was another hoe. Whole time you had the wool over my eyes. But that's alright though. I'm alright. I'm okay. Yeah, you broke my heart, but babe, go do your thing. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm cool, shawty. Don't even do your thing. I'm alright. I'm okay. Yeah, you broke my heart, but babe, go do your thing. That's alright. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm cool, shawty. Don't even do your thing. They said you was a hoe, and I never should've loved you. Cause you fuck with the ops, and you fucking niggas partner. Bitch, you tweaking, you a freak. And you can't tell me nothing different. You a hoe, you a fucking lame niggas on the low. For a roof, Chris, baby, you on gold. You were giving up the pussy and the throw. You good in every hole. And that's alright, it's okay. You ain't never loved a nigga, baby. You ain't never wanted a nigga, baby. No, I won't let you treat me how you did them other pussy niggas. I'm alright, I'm okay. Yeah, you broke my heart, but babe, go do your thing. Yeah, that's alright. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm cool, shawty. Don't even do your thing. I'm alright, I'm okay. Yeah, you broke my heart, but babe, go do your thing. That's alright. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'm cool, shawty. Don't even do your thing. You a nasty ass hoe, I should've trusted you. You a nasty ass hoe, I should've left you. You a nasty ass hoe, I should've fucked you. You a nasty ass hoe, I should've loved you. Bitch, I looked at you different, I thought you were different. I said I was tripping, I knew that I wasn't. Your business is niggas, don't kick it with bitches. You blame insecurity.
Good morning, good morning,
Ain't
good
nobody snitching. You told on yourself. Was out on a mission, you start.
That's one of my favorite songs I ever made, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to you. How y'all feeling? This morning? We are tapped in. We are tuned in. We are locked in. It is Thankful Thursday. It is Friday Junior. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all thankful for. Y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it, man. Welcome to the DaOnes Detective Agency, the best agency in America. We handle all type of business. We are the best. We don't care about no evidence. Y'all, let's go ahead and get to the water cooler because I got some stuff I want to pop off and talk about. And I got HR here. Yes, they are in the building. I got me. Yeah, y'all always be doubting me and stuff. But let's go ahead and handle. Let's do this. Let's do how we do. We ain't gonna act no different than HR in the building. We gonna handle our business. Let's get into the water cooler.
Welcome to work, detectives. It's time to start another day. Warm up with your friends and get yourself together for the case.
Being that it's Thankful Thursday, I just want to start what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for being me. I'm thankful for being this guy. I'm thankful for my trials and tribulations. I'm thankful for my grandkids. I'm thankful for everything that I was able to overcome, the obstacles that I went through, the fails that I've seen, because it only makes the success that I'm on the way to that much greater. And some people, they have a different level of what success is. To me, the biggest level of success is being the best father I can be, the best grandfather I could be, the best husband I could be, and the best son that I can be. Those are my tiers of success. Money comes and go. I got money. I done had money. I done blew it. I done made it. I done lost it again and made it back. I lost it again and made it back. I probably lose it again and make it back because that's how money goes. It comes and it goes. You keep your little nest egg in the back just in case something really, really goes down. But money come and go. So money doesn't dictate the level of success that I want. I want to be able to be impactful. I want to be able to be when I close my eyes, people are going to remember my presence, the light dim. They're going to be like, shh. Now I don't want them to say, well, that boy gave me $100 one time before. I don't care about that because that don't mean nothing. You feel me? But if they say, damn, boy, that boy used to give me goddamn advice, he used to lift me up, that's successful to me. That's what I want. That's what I chase. I don't chase the accolades of being the best to nobody else. I'm the best to me. I'm better than anybody to me. And that's the belief that I have. So I'm just thankful for God allowing me to be one of one. I'm thankful that God allowed me to be exactly who I am today. And I'm thankful that God is continuing to work on who I want to be, the man I want to become. Let me know what you thankful for in the comments. I know I started off goddamn Friday Jr. a different way because Fridays belong to band camp. And Miss Modesty, the conductor, is looking for you to join in and have some good dialogue and interaction with the best show on Fridays, Band Camp Chronicles, 6 p.m. Central Time, which is 7 Eastern, and all my folks in Georgia is 7, and 4 in all my folks in California. I'm going to be watching at 4 because I'm going to Arizona tonight. That's how it works. I'll be there in the building. Hopefully, you will be there in the building as well. Y'all, we already talked in the water cooler, so when we get to the roll call, I'm gonna see what y'all thankful for, and y'all better let me know what y'all thankful for, because I'm not playing with y'all today. I need to know what y'all thankful for. Don't just pop up and say, yeah, I'm going to work. Be thankful for that job. Be thankful for that little goddamn car you getting in. I don't care how ragged it is. You got one, don't you? You got one, don't you? Did you open that apartment door, trailer? Did you swing your cardboard door back? You got something. You got something to swing back to go out the door and go forth. Be happy. Be thankful. Sometimes we forget about the small shit that we prayed for 10 years ago to have today. We just disregard God. Bless him, man. Be thankful. Be thankful. Be great. Hey, make sure y'all spend by the collection highway. Put in Uno for your discount code. Get that discount. Highwaycollection.com is where you need to spend for all your summer drip needs for you, the kids, your mama, your girl, your side dude, whatever you need to do to have them fresh. Boom. They could be looking fresh like that right there. Because I be fresh everywhere I go. Y'all just see me in these little graphic tees, but when I step out, I forgot. For real. You should do the same. HWYcollection.com. Hey, y'all, when we come back, you know what we finna do. We finna get into that roll call.
Roll call. Hurry up, detectives. It's time to work.
Let's see who in the building. The first one clocked in is Detective Sharon. Hey, boo, good morning. I hope y'all feeling amazing. Before we get into the case, I'm gonna bring HR in. I'm gonna let HR talk to y'all about y'all money, man, because y'all put in real work. But I work hard to get, you know what I'm saying, Officer Hansy to come and talk to y'all, man. That boy was in Memphis. I told y'all that boy was in Memphis, man. Y'all don't be listening to me. Miss T, my boo, here on time. Hey, pretty girl. Good morning. Good morning. I got some fine ass detectives in here. Look at it. Another one. Hey, Mo. What's up, Bookie? Boy, I got what? I need to turn that thing to Uno's Angels in there, more. Yes, sir, Risky. Look, another one. Hey, boo. That's my little side piece detective right here. Yeah, she do all the side missions for your boy. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell y'all some real gangster shit. If you tell me like, oh, I'm praying for you, like just randomly, bro, that shit is attractive to me. I love that. If you gonna talk to God on my behalf and you got a good relationship with God, yeah, you love me for real. You love me for real. But I don't like everybody praying for me. You got to have a good relationship with God. Now, if you on your last leg with Jesus, don't mention my name. Do not mention my name. For real. Hey, Sherry. Good morning, ladies. This is my girl, Modesty in the morning. She's a hot L beautiful people. Welcome to the DaOnes Detetive Agency. Man, make sure y'all clock it. If y'all don't clock in today, bro, y'all dead me. I'm telling you, I got HR in the bed. We finna talk to him in a minute. We finna talk to him, right? Look, you see early, he ain't here. He ain't getting paid. He ain't getting paid. He ain't getting paid. I'm only the people who here. What's up, mama? Let's see. We get D. What's up, D? Good morning, boo. I told y'all, man, I'm finna change this thing to Uno's Angels because this ain't nothing but some pretty ass women in here, boy. Yes, sir. Reese, I told y'all better be glad I'm single because all y'all have a little Dallas belly in your stomach. I'm thankful for clarity and understanding. Me too. I'm thankful for a sound mind. I'm thankful for a new day is all. And guess what? And guess what? I'm thankful for a new day too because a lot of people didn't get a new day. Straight up, D. Hey, I'm thankful for my life, health, strength, and minimal aches and pains, surrounded by my family and true friends. It's an honor to be able to spread love. Yesterday, I went to the doctor. I told y'all that, right? And I'm hyped. But I told Modesty, I said, my knee is gone. I already got a knee replacement on my left knee. I got screws in my left foot, screws in my right foot. Yesterday, them folks told me my ACL partially torn, MCL partially torn, PCL partially torn. So it looked like I'm going to a knee replacement on the right knee. But I ain't even down. I'm not. I'm not down. I knew what it was. You feel me? So I'm still gonna keep doing what I'm doing. They're gonna try to do the physical therapy to strengthen all the muscles around, but I work out every day. I run. I still run on my knee. I still walk 5 miles on my knee. The doctor said, I don't even know how you walking right now. I said, shit, I don't know neither. You ain't the doctor. God is. I'm gonna keep moving on, bro. Hey, that is beautiful, Booby. Thank you for sharing, for sure. And I'm thankful for that HR here today because I feel a little. I don't want you to feel stalwart. I got you. Officer Hansy is in the building. We finna talk to him at the Angels. Yeah. I'm finna make this Uno's Angels. Yeah, that's a fact 109 for real. You know how it go, D. Hey, oh, modest moments. That's a word right there. I just shouted. Ain't nothing like a peaceful and sound mind. Yeah. Straight up. And I'm getting there. And that shit is real. It's getting so the way I handle my daddy, the way I handle my mama, the way I handle my grandkids, it's just different. It's just a piece about that. I used to be, chill out, what? Chill. I'm like, man, chill out. Y'all good? Yeah, you all right? Yeah, I don't know. I'm settling into my granddaddy role. And I like it. I like it, y'all. Hey, we done had that roll call. Y'all know what it is. Y'all ain't see Officer Early in here. Oh, damn. I was just talking shit about you, boy. I was just talking trash. One, I just talking trash about him. I tell him to his face I be talking trash. I was just talking shit about you, bro. Also Early, he made it. He on time. He on time. Y'all gonna let him slide. Oh, look who else coming in. Another one. Another late bird. We letting them slide or we putting them 2 on desk duty today. What up, Fly High? What up, D? Are we putting ladies? Let me know if we putting these guys on. Oh, that my boy KB too. Oh, all of they was together. They went to the script club last night. Darius, KB, and Fly High. They all came in at the same time. Y'all know how y'all done. You know how you used to go out the night before you with your partners from your co-workers, and then you come in, all y'all smelling like Hennessy and ass cheeks from the script club. Yeah, that's what they just did. Oh, he was in the head. Okay. Roger that. I'll let you slide, Beezy. D-Lo, what's good? Give me free, see? I knew he was doing wrong, KB. I knew your boy Darius was doing goddamn wrong. He my friend, so I know he doing wrong. Hey, y'all, let's go ahead and kick. Look, Early slid in here like buddy on the 5 hard, straight to the mic. He passed everybody. Yeah. I'm thankful for life, health, and my family and friends. Anything can change in a split second. Sorry, patience. Keep coming. Tell them, folks, you done been working all week. It's our day. I got your money here. Hey, fellas, y'all just slid in. Y'all know it's Thankful Thursday. I need y'all to tell me something that you are thankful for today. Yeah, when we get back, we're finna kick out this case, man. We're finna go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna kick out the case. We're gonna go right into let Human Resources talk to y'all since we got everybody here. Let's do it.
Here this morning, police are looking for a
suspect. The only detective agency capable of handling these grotesque and obscene cases. Look no further than the Ones Detective Agency, where evidence does not matter. We lock you up and figure it out later.
Hey, what's up?
The Ones Detective Agency, with your captain, Uno the One.
So, I'm tired of y'all calling me a liar. I'm tired of y'all saying that I was shorting y'all. Y'all feeling like straw, like y'all ain't got no $47 to pay for y'all baby medicine. I brought HR because I keep trying to tell y'all that it ain't me. I hired somebody. I hired somebody to handle this payroll situation, and I'm finna let y'all talk to him. Officer Hansy from the Human Resources.
Somebody point me to the camera. Somebody point me to the camera. Point me to the camera. I got these folk money out in checks. I got these folk money out in checks. Point me to the camera.
Oh, it's this way. It's this way. Okay. Good. Okay. Good morning. Come into the camera. Come in. Oh, there you go. There you go. Good morning. I am Officer Hansley from. I got to see the camera. There you go. I'm Officer Hansley from the Human Resources Department of the what is it called? DaOnes Detetive Agency. And I got lost in Memphis. I had made a wrong turn. They got me out here by myself. I got your money in your checks. Clock in today and I got your money. Any other problems that you may have, just reach out to Lead Officer Dallas. Uno the one is what y'all call him. And he can get your money and your checks. Is here. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate you. Bernice, take me to the chicken hut. I'm hungry.
So nobody need to complain to me no more. Officer Hansley is who you need to talk to about your money. Did you clock in today? Did you clock in today? I'm tired of y'all always blaming me. I told you I had somebody. I had hired somebody to handle the payroll, but it wasn't me. Officer Hansley. Damn. I hope y'all are satisfied now. Damn, bro. Let me see what y'all saying, man. See, KB is my boy Tay White in this thing, man. Big salute to the younger CEO. I know. Make sure y'all tap in with you on Tay, man. We dropped 3 new videos yesterday. We dropped 4 new videos today. If y'all ain't messing with it, put the shit pile emoji in the comments. That's all you gotta do. Y'all like, ooh, but I don't like this song. Poop. That's all you gotta do. Modesty be doing this. You're like, this ain't it. Poop. We be like, thank you for the love. That's all I'm looking for. 6 comments from y'all. Hey, paying all ones then. Y'all want y'all? Okay, I'm gonna tell brother pay y'all in ones. Wait, bro, y'all. Not the stick. That man can't see. He needed a stick. What? Y'all don't. Officer Hansley came. I told you he took a wrong turn in Memphis. Y'all heard that man. That man said he took a wrong. What? Why am I? The man might be blind. He's Stevie Wonder cousin. Hey, y'all don't even know, but y'all so disrespectful, bro. Damn. I'm trying to run a legitimate business, get y'all paid, and y'all still being disrespectful. I know damn well he ain't really got Stevie yet. That's why the checks always fall. He didn't tell me he was blind first, but he had y'all money on in y'all checks. I need to meet with you. I have a Officer Hansley any complaint, just hit Officer Hansley in his DM, and he gonna take care of it for real. You can't even see my name. He got Braille on the check, Tay. He got Braille on it. He can't see, bro. Hansley been on the 4th Street. I'm telling you, he been on the 4th. I am Hansley. Look him up. I am Hansley. That's his name, bro. Sharon, you gonna get your check, bro. You gonna get it. Clock in, y'all. Let's go ahead and start this case, man. Y'all ain't never thankful. Y'all ain't never satisfied. Never.
Well,
I was figuring police don't. And then I gotta come deal with this fool.
Taking offense, but police, they don't seem to care as much about high risk.
We back, man. Part 2. Y'all seen what happened yesterday, man. Y'all seen that boy say he did that poor old Mr. Warren, the homeless guy, he did him the worst way. Now we going to the second part. We finna figure out why he did it. We finna figure out what he got. We finna figure out if the mom, the dad, or the brother is involved. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's get into it. Like my girl Modesty said, man, clock in. Y'all know y'all getting paid now. Clock in, bro.
Etc. So I was deliberately looking for someone who lived that type of life. And I found a homeless person. And the original goal was just leave him there. But I was worried about the fibers on the outfit I was wearing that would be on his clothes and stuff. So I deliberately messed up the clothes.
This is an outstanding amount of premeditation for a youth offender. It's a shocking amount for anyone, but particularly because of his age. His
100
executive
years.
functioning is years from being developed, and yet he's thought so much of this through. It's chilling to think what he may have been capable of had he not been caught. Brian remains engaged,
Modesty.
casual.
That's exactly what I said. When I hit that button, I said, this mother, he messing up the whole vibe of the show. Bringing his goofy ass on here.
And even jovial as he describes his mindset on the night of the murder. His detailed concerns about getting caught will make it very difficult for his lawyers to mount an effective insanity defense. According to Kylan Light's mother, Heather Gale, this isn't the first time that Brian talked about choosing a victim on the outskirts of society.
Anything else even things you've heard from Kylan come to mind?
She told me that he had mentioned that he was going to kill a homeless person because nobody would miss them and he could get away with it.
Yet once in an interview, Kylan tells a different story.
Do y'all know this an hour
He
left?
never talked to me about wanting to kill a homeless person specifically, but he definitely talked to me a lot about, like, killing. And I was actually surprised because I figured that if he was going to do something like this, that it would be on a larger scale. Like, I thought he would, I don't want to sound vulgar, but I figured if he was going to snap, it would be like shooting up a store or something similar like that. And he had mentioned.
And you thought that was cool. You thought that, oh, he's going to snap and shoot up a store, but you never thought to report that. Your mama even felt comfortable enough to let you have sleepovers with Slime. But you felt like he was going to shoot up a store. What kind of parenting is that? If my mama knew, shit, sometimes all my cousins was dope boys. My mama ain't want me to even hang with them sometimes. I did that on my own. Ain't no mama in their right mind finna let you go sleep over with a killer. I don't believe your testimony. I think you were embellishing, trying to seem like you were in the mix. Because if you were a true friend and you always thought that, why didn't you say a word? You're just as guilty. Exactly, ladies. Why didn't you call a law? Didn't say nothing to nobody. You are responsible too.
Like not liking his.
Darius is definitely gonna tell on my ass if I said, "Well, I'm gonna go shoot up the school." You know I got the means to do it. You know I got to do it. Beezy, oh yeah, he might do that for real. I'm gonna call somebody to check on my dog. Y'all ain't real friends. That ain't your real friend.
Neighbors, so I thought maybe something would happen there. So I was actually I was surprised that he had killed someone, but I was also surprised that it had only been one person.
Complicit as hell.
Have you been planning or looking for someone to do this with before you found this guy? About a year. About a year? No, 6 months.
Brian's internet search history adds an interesting element to this as he looked up homicidal thoughts every day.
Get your ass out! That boy definitely gonna tell, boy. He gonna tell on my ass.
With murderous thoughts.
So you come close or seen somebody or chickened out or anything in the past? No. I mean, I was looking for a deliberately.
And I know girls like bad boys, but y'all don't like them like Jeffrey Dahmer bad. Y'all don't like school shooters bad. Y'all like a nigga that keep them a little pistol on them, keep them a little money on, know people in the hood. You don't want to be in those shootouts. You don't want no nigga that really a murderer. Not really, do you, ladies? Y'all let me know. This the type of bad boy y'all looking for? Because if that's the case, I am not that. I don't just go kill regular homeless people. I don't do that. Modesty. For you, boo, let's do it.
You're cuffed, detective. Cuff him. Cuff him now.
We got her in them cuffs, Modesty. Let's do it.
A place like that one. I wouldn't just go up in Clifton and find someone walking down the street and stab them. No, that's too public. Everyone sees that. Well, have you looked like at the homeless places or anything in the past? I have, yes. I will go on night drives often, maybe once every 2 weeks. Now just peruse the streets.
If this boy get less than life without parole, it is a travesty. The system sucks ass.
So before this guy,
they already showed that they suck butt anyway because how free and nice and kind they've been to this dude.
How close have you come in the past? Not at all.
Thank you.
Just drive around and, look, just try and find.
Is anybody interesting in your mind thought of a plan?
Well, occasionally when you see girls walking down the street, I take a glance.
Damn shame, boy.
It really is like Ed Kemper, where half of me says,
see, do y'all know who Kemper is? Kemper is a serial killer. He used to strangle girls. Like, oh, it's right. American serial killer murdered 6 young women and several members of his family. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is a serial killer in the making, bro. And y'all are nice to him, bro. Like, but y'all beat up my nigga that just got come on. Because they've been super friendly this whole case. Like, we don't get this type of treatment.
I'm quite
No matter what the crime is, we don't get treated like that. Think about even when you got pulled over by the police. You ain't even going to jail. Think of the hostility that was showed towards you when you were speeding. Just speeding. No dope, no guns, no nothing. Just speeding. Just think about an interaction you had with your speeding. Was it kind of hostile? Was it pretentious? Were you on edge? This man shows none of that. He's just talking to his homeboy.
I'm being honest, I'm no Casanova. But after he says, I want to take
I
that
am not
home
your
later,
Casanova.
feel nice.
Ooh, come on,
And
sing
the
it with
other
me.
half,
Sing it with me. He said it. He said, I am not your Casanova. Put it in the comments. Because y'all better put that what I just said. Can't you see how much I really love you? And won't you sing it to me time and time again? Put the missing part in there that I said. Yeah. Oh,
of me, it's just like what Ed said, is I want to see what I have to stick.
Brian is describing a mindset that's detestable, yet he delivers it with a smile and a laugh. His obvious excitement in describing both his mindset and the murder raises questions about his psychological history. As well, another internet search Brian made reveals that he may have considered other sickening plans as well, as he searched for how do people react to a home invasion. However grisly Brian's sense of humor might seem, it's again worth noting that it's a trait his friends are familiar with. One of Brian's friends, Patrick Rahor, spoke with police.
My mama used to talk so inappropriately about Gerald Levert ass. She made me stop liking him. I'm not even gonna lie. And then he made it cool for big boys like me, man. He was a P. But my mama just, ooh, I love me some teddy bear. Get your ass out of here, mom. She upstairs right now.
Our whole friend group was like really weird. We were like all of those. We're just a group of people like didn't really fit anywhere else, and ended up like finding each other at different points throughout school. We were just all kind of weird together, and so like the off-color stuff and like anything that like seemed weird, I just kind of like took for Brian being Brian and just kind of tried to accept it.
Y'all ever had somebody that y'all first met and was like, boy, I can't stand this mother so and so, this mother such and such. Y'all might have even fought, and then they became your best friend. I didn't like Darius' ass. Couldn't stand his crazy ass because this fool was hanging off the second story balcony in the hospital barracks after a knee surgery. He had knee surgery the day before, and he on crutches with the white guys on some pills. They drinking beer. He taking pain pills, hanging off the side of the goddamn building. I said, I hope that ain't my roommate. Guess where they put me? Yo, he became a lifelong brother.
However, even his friend must admit that Brian was different.
Our friend group would joke about if there was one of us that would like be a killer, it would be him, but it was like meant as a joke and only as a joke. I don't think any of us actually thought that something like that would or could happen.
If his friends thought this, was there a chance that his parents did too?
Tell me about Brian. Does he have any?
Yeah, come here, y'all. We gotta go in the office. We gotta go in the office. We gotta go in the office real quick. Hold on. We gotta go in the office. I gotta take y'all in the office. I can't just pull y'all to the side with this. We gotta go to the office.
Detective, in my office. Now.
Is it me? Or isn't his parents a little... Seems like mommy and daddy may be on the spectrum themselves. Now let me know. Put why in the comments if you think their parents are a little, or no. Put no in the comments if, oh no, you're totally off here. Thank you for coming in the office. I'll get back to work.
Any kind of mental issues or disabilities. Why you were told he had ADHD. So we put him on ADHD medicine. I think that started
My fault, D.
or weekend from him.
Bro, I'm sorry, bro. I've been treating you like a badass friend, bro. I be putting all our business out, like you being late and stuff, like all the time. And Chief used to make me come back and get you because it was late, and we woke up at the same time. We got dressed at the same time. And we just didn't leave at the same time. And then I'm not gonna tell people about all of our shit that you like. You used to fall asleep eating sub sandwiches and stuff. I ain't gonna tell people that you were narcoleptic. I shouldn't even say that he was hanging off the building right after a fucking knee surgery. Taking pain pills. Like I shouldn't have said that. I definitely should have told that you were playing basketball with penny loafers and jogging pants on. I'm not gonna do that, bro. I'm gonna be a better friend to you. Love you, bro. I'm sorry.
Middle school, and he started exhibiting antisocial behavior.
Yeah, D, they off the hell.
To get kids riled up and thinking this. And then when you switched
That's what I'm
to high
saying,
school,
bro.
he did okay in ninth
Modesty.
grade.
Because how long did that boy have that stank ass head in his closet? Somebody hand me some windshield wiper fluid. Let me clean. What?
10th grade,
I gotta put my readers on when I gotta read and tell y'all stuff.
11th grade, we had a big meeting, and they said, kids don't.
Y'all are so ungrateful.
So we put them in R5. We took them and did some testing for ADHD and whatnot through Division of Rehab.
Ungrateful.
And the doctor had said, yes, he's ADHD. Yes, he's autistic. Yes, he's this. Oh, and there's some indications that
exactly
that
like
get further testing because of
what made you just all of a sudden go in the room?
And I asked about referrals and calls and
we all know when our kids acting weird. We all know. My mama used to know when I was trying to sneak me some little coochie in the room. She did. She knew. Ain't nothing new under the sun. They done did all this shit. Our parents did all the shit we was trying to do. We done did all the shit our kids trying to do. So we know the scope. I didn't know that until I got older to this age and became a parent and a granddaddy. Like, oh, I thought I was fooling my mama. I wasn't fooling shit. Like, I don't know, because they knew he was off, but they let the doctors diagnose excuses for him, so they tried to overlook it. They let the excuses be the reason. They didn't try to fix it. They said, "Oh, we know what it is. Oh, when he acts up, oh, he's autistic. Oh, he's such and such." Because that makes it more plausible or more digestible to say, "I'm a trashy parent. I'm not really working hard with my kid." Are we gonna be honest today? That's what we be. We honest in the detective. Y'all call me out on my flaws. I call y'all out on y'all flaws. These people ain't no different. That was shitty parenting. Let me know if I'm off. Uno, nah, you right on point. Uno, with this one, yeah, that's shitty parenting. Or nah, man, you can't really parent somebody with these type of mental issues. You can only try to contain them. Y'all let me know.
Okay,
my fault, bro.
Seems to be doing good. You know, he graduated high school. He works at Safeway, and he's been working there.
That's right. You know, I wouldn't say trashy parenting though. What would you call it?
And he's there part-time. And he said he's not taking his medication, or is he on medications now? He's on ADHD medicine.
Boy, you can be on ADHD medicine, ABCD medicine, ADD medicine, BPC medicine, BET medicine, MTV medicine, whatever medicine, PPD, if you want to take that on your for your tuberculosis. Boy, I don't care what you got. You can be, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory way. You can be really legitimately retarded, mentally retarded, and a black mama gonna whip the shit out you if you act up. Am I lying? Am I lying? Y'all let me know if I done went too far.
Okay. That he takes before work on
Thank
a
you, D.
part-time job, and he takes sertraline, which is an anti-anxiety, antidepressant. Okay. So he's been diagnosed. And to the best of your knowledge,
I definitely get that difficult children are difficult, but these parents didn't try everything they could. They were making excuses on why he drove the car in the water. They're excuse makers. They're enablers. They didn't show no kind of boundaries. They didn't set up no expectations for him. They were letting him just go free, do whatever, to be out of their way. They let mother come stay with him, a girl. They let women come stay with this dude. They didn't care. They were enablers. Just my opinion. I respect what you're saying, but I just see it a little different. Them folk, we different style of parents. Maybe that's what it is. I don't understand the culture. And that's exactly what it is. I don't understand how we raise our kids. Black people raise their kids different than Mexican people. Mexican people raise their kids different than white people. We're gonna be truthful. So
he actually taking them? Like, do you watch him take them? I don't watch him take them, but I have the alarm set, and every night at 10 p.m. I say, Brian, take your medicine. And he says, I know, I am. And as I've looked at his pill container, I mean, it's going, seems to be going down. So I assumed he was taking it.
About, I'm thinking 3 years ago? I'm guessing, I don't know. Because we had him going to counseling, he was going to counseling, and he just thought about it, it just came across his head. It was just, but then I think everybody thinks about it, but I remember one of the times when he was really lonely and that was an issue, we were kind of concerned.
Yeah, you're right, man. See, some kids just don't want the help to improve.
I don't know, I just played it off as normal talk, but like, Brian, we would, I didn't know the depth.
I just feel like when they don't want the help to improve, I feel like they just be going through some other stuff, and then we got to dig a little deeper to figure out what our kids are going through. Really, you know me, I ain't giving up on no kids. I'm a dig.
Just like he's
dig.
been
I guess
so
that's why I
far,
be
Brian
expecting
makes no qualms
everybody
about
to
admitting
dig
his
in their
battles
kids
with
like that.
mental
You
health.
guys, that's right now. That's my two friends, my circle of friends. Y'all don't give up on y'all kids. So that's what I was just saying. I just don't see. I don't see how. And you got to be a parent.
ADHD and major depressive disorder.
Okay.
Major depressive, so you were wondering
Yeah.
what that last one is?
Yeah, I know what they are. I was curious, what the exact diagnosis was and who diagnosed them.
They tested me for autism for formal diagnosis, like Asperger's, which is high functioning autism.
Yep.
And they also said I was schizo something. That doesn't mean misremembering. They just said you have schizo something, whether that be schizophrenia, schizoaffective,
stop stomping, dude.
schizotypal, or schizoid disorder. They said I had something that was schizo.
The detectives are once again trying to delve into Brian's psychology, attempting to prove that he knew right from wrong at the time of the murder. His search history adds another layer to his story as he looked up extreme paranoia, schizoid and paranoid personality disorder, and avoidant personality.
Yeah, I'm just trying to finish my show.
Do you feel like you had that?
I don't know. Possible as hell. Self-diagnosing is foolish.
Yeah, but do schizophrenia is pretty clear because people...
Man, my grandson up here going crazy, man. I had to run out here. Like, bro, what you doing? And guess what he mad about, y'all? Guess what he mad about? He mad because he want to blow pop, but it's 9:45 in the morning. Your uncle is making you some French toast. We not finna get no blow pop in the morning. I almost gave it to him though. I ain't gonna lie. You at your granddad's house. You do other stuff when you at your
I don't have
recognize they have a different personality in there.
I don't have any hallucinations.
Oh yeah, I had to run. Me family. Y'all heard me. I know I got my grandbabies.
Okay.
Thank you though. Thank you for keeping me right though.
That's when people staring at me. Okay, so people were watching me from every window. The birds were looking at me, watching me.
Okay.
Creative purpose.
But didn't they say borderline Asperger's? They're like, oh, I have borderline Asperger's. What is borderline Asperger's? You either have it or you don't, right? Or you just have some of the traces of it. I'm confused when they said that.
That was a delusion, I suppose.
Right. But you don't have times where you feel like another personality is in your body?
No,
you remember all this.
That's dissociative identity disorder.
Right.
Schizophrenia is.
But you have multiple people talking to you at the same time, kind of a thing.
No one was talking to me.
There's a very good reason they're asking these questions. Because Brian said he has some kind of schizodiagnosis, they're trying to determine if he committed the crime under some kind of command hallucination, which may mean he could be deemed not guilty by...
So if I say somebody told me to go rob a bank, in my head, if somebody told me to go rob a bank, I can go home? That's the way I want to do
reason
that.
of insanity. However, Brian denies having voices in his head.
That? What is
As
it?
well, his search
Borderline.
history goes far in showing exactly what he was thinking about in the lead up to the murder. One day before and again on the day of the murder, Brian pulled up Wikipedia articles for several notorious killers, including James Dale Ritchie, Joseph Christopher, and Andrea Yates.
Explain, bro.
In the month leading up to the murder, he also looked up topics such as how do people react to being held at knife point, how deadly is a neck stab wound, and he read an article about the killing of a homeless man in Baton Rouge.
What made this young boy say, "Oh, I want to stab him in the neck"?
Rouge.
What do you think would happen if you got caught?
But you have to have the voices. You have to be diagnosed with it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, D. Bro, wasn't they talking about possibly borderline? You either have it or you don't. And then he talking about schizo something. Schizo what? The doctor's not just going to say you're schizo something. They're going to say you're schizophrenic, you're schizoid, or something. They're going to give you something, right? Bro is like his mind. I just feel like he done heard that so much from his parents. He's using that as a reason. That's what I
just picked it up.
But you and Modesty have been spot on.
Apparently, it was Warren.
I just think about it a little different. I just want this dude is going to escape. I feel like he's going to get out.
Warren Brown, born in '63.
Look at Mr. Warren.
Brian
Mr. Warren
doesn't
ain't do
seem
shit to nobody.
particularly interested in knowing more about his victim, and the detectives turn Brian back to the subject of the evidence.
So
this is where we started yesterday.
Look for your mom's house in the sink, apparently.
Yeah.
The knife is where?
My dad found it in the glove box. I don't know where it is.
What did the knife look like that you found?
Yes, just a psychotic sociopath.
Just one in there. Okay. I think when we
I wouldn't even call him a sociopath because he got friends.
We probably bought all new kids.
He got friends. He got people he dealt with.
Because we found it in his car.
He had normal relationships.
I don't trust anybody.
That man is lying,
find
bro.
any blood or anything on it. I cleaned it. All of his belongings, except for his wallet, are right here.
And his head in his hands.
His head and his hands are at the house.
Any reason you were wearing a dark blue one-piece?
And he did this in a Michael Myers costume. He did this in a Michael Myers costume. That man is not crazy, bro. He bought that last year. He been planning to do this. He wanted to be Michael Myers. He wanted to live out a dream.
And yeah, I just associated that piece of that article.
He's been studying it, yeah, for sure, Modesty.
That's why I was wearing it that night. Yes.
As horrifying as all of this is, nothing they've heard so far can prepare investigators for the rest of the seismic revelations to come. First, however, detectives have a simple question for the killer sitting before them.
Have you ever done it before?
No.
Okay. You gotta ask, right?
Yeah.
How about animals? Have you practiced on anything?
Yes.
It's a pretty big step.
Tell us about that.
It was 2018 Halloween. A stray black cat had been coming around our house. This was before I moved into my mom's. This was at my dad's. And I was thinking about killing it.
The video is...
Wait. This is when I was so they went, the parents weren't living together? I'm fucking confused because I swear that was mom and dad, right? Right? Mom and dad whole time, they got the same last name and everything. He is Brian Jr., Cohee. The daddy named Brian Cohee Sr. The mama is Belinda Cohee. I forgot her first name. But I know they all had the same last name. This ain't that. Ain't your daddy. I want to get over. Like, what happened? So is this a lash out type shit? Because your parents divorced. We seen in the case earlier in the week, the parents separated and it turned the kid crazy. Is this one of these situations?
Redacted in this part, but the transcript from the sheriff's office says that Brian told detectives that he herded the cat into a sleeping bag and beat it, strangled it, and snapped its neck. He then decapitated the cat, hid the body in a shoebox, and hid the head in a wine cork box. It seems clear that Brian has a sick interest in decapitation. There are chilling parallels.
Bruh is a serial killer. There's no other way to describe it. There's no other ways to describe it. He was wired this way. Yeah. Wasn't no parenting, wasn't no whippings, wasn't no law enforcement, unless you're going to keep him for life, that was going to stop him from doing what he did because he was wired. He wanted to be a serial killer. He wanted to be this. I can't even put that blame on the mama.
Between what he did to the cat and to Warren, including decapitation and keeping the heads in boxes. Both times he preyed on those he knew were vulnerable and that he believed no one would notice.
And then I disposed in the trash and got away with it. Okay. That cat.
Did you keep him for a while like you did this guy, or?
I kept it for 3 days. Then it started to stink.
So you got the 3 days and it stinks?
Also because bacteria starts to close the body after a day to 3 days, so.
The story that Brian might have killed a cat is actually a widespread rumor in Grand Junction.
Did you ever hear about Brian, either from him or anybody else, about him killing a cat?
Yes, I remember hearing about it, but it also just sounded like made-up rumor, so I didn't really think anything about it.
Did you ever talk to him directly about it? Like ask him if it was true?
Might have. I don't really remember.
Do you ever remember him saying, yes, I did that, or no, I didn't? Anything like that? Okay. But you'd heard rumors that possibly
I ain't smell a thing.
Really
3 days of cat in us, stinking.
Patrick is not the only one to hear rumors of this type and ignore them.
They didn't do some good,
saying it was some kind of a sick
They thought
joke.
he was studying forensics because he wanted to be a forensic scientist or something, but actually wanted to learn
she lived near him in that neighborhood and that they were always missing cats, and she felt like he was.
See, they were always missing cats, more than one. More than one.
Stealing cats in the neighborhood.
And honestly, I don't remember if I found that out through him or through friends.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely know about the cat.
Did you believe that, or did you think it was just Brian saying something outrageous?
Honestly, I don't know. I think I believed it, but that I didn't want to because I am a big animal lover, and that's just, I didn't want to see my friend in that kind of light. I remember my friends just talking about how messed up it was, and my friend Sean said that he knew the person whose cat it was, and he was super upset because the cat was super friendly or whatever. But I don't think I ever heard it around Brian himself.
In a redacted portion of the interrogation video, Brian admits to finding a dead groundhog by the side of the road, which he skinned and attempted to make leather out of approximately a year before the murder.
It sounds like you killed a cat.
Well, actually, I was thinking of killing people during the cat, but I wasn't acting on it.
Definitely Pet Cemetery.
Thinking about killing people a year ago.
How about when you were 12? Did you think about killing
No.
So what in your life has changed, or what in your mind has changed to make you?
I don't know.
Absolutely, Ms. T. Everybody that we have heard from teachers to family members to friends parents, everybody that came in contact with this man said he was more than capable of doing something like this. And no one said a single solitary word. They all should be held responsible in some way, civilly or criminally. My opinion, I'm with you, T.
Was it like something all of a sudden one day you woke up and thought,
They say he only did one person.
Not all these cats and groundhogs and stuff you done been killing, boy.
Well, in high school,
The interrogation is again redacted here, but Brian says, quote, "Call me weird, but I think everyone has had thoughts of shooting up their school. I suppose I just don't really like people."
But he wanted to read really bizarre things and things that we didn't have in the library. I remember he actually checked out a book about Son of Sam, and then the next quarter he wanted to read about the Columbine shootings. He was very obsessed with just that kind of darker stuff.
You mentioned the writing assignment. I can't remember anything specific just because it's been so long, but
Ma right upstairs with the grandbabies.
it does seem like there was
He's gonna get ready to hit that road.
an idea about Columbine.
I gotta go
something
get my
like
MRI.
that. I can't remember really the specifics.
Okay.
It's more of a sense that he had an unhealthy fascination with school shootings.
Back in the interrogation, Brian tells the detectives that this isn't the first time his family has found something unsettling in his room.
last year, my parents found.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. How many times are we going to keep making excuses? They done found so many unsettling things. Dead cats, dead groundhogs, head of a human being, hands of a human being. And it finally got to this point to finally say something, bro. This is year after year. Every year in high school, from 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, they have found something dead in this kid's room. You gotta do something, bro.
A kit I had been assembling. It had hammers.
No, we didn't. Did
shovels,
school not thought about lighting it up.
large zip ties, duct tape.
No, we didn't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I was meant for
We didn't do all
people.
this.
They
He
found it
account. We
out,
will go for anyone
and
that.
I convinced
Yes.
him it was for other methods, for other things. And
Yes,
it was
he's a loser.
If I didn't throw it away.
Mama, cover your ears. This boy is straight up pussy. Straight up. Who did he hurt? He ain't walk down on nobody. He didn't even get nobody that was fully capable, that was his size. He got an old man that was asleep. And if the old man wasn't asleep, he would have hit with that old man strength and laid him down. Because he pie. He little Debbie, honey bun. Pie, he sweet. He sweet. That's why he killing cats. You don't say he killed the dog. Dog bite the hell out of him. Nothing that's a threat. Nothing that's a threat. He a loser.
All that.
This is crazy. That boy was displaying his obsession with killing, and nobody did nothing, folks. Nobody did no thing. Not a
So
thing.
what made you put that kit together?
That was for nights like that.
So back then you were thinking about doing that?
Yes.
D, you right on time.
$100, am I right?
In an interview, Brian's high school teacher recalls that his parents didn't seem overly interested in his disturbing behavior.
We weren't obviously the only class that was having
Modesty. Modesty, what I say? What I say? You can just see them folk with this. They got the diagnosis and they were glad that the doctor gave the diagnosis so they can have a reason to say, this is why we don't really deal with him. He's we're doing this, he's doing that. Just the reason to say, I'm not a shitty parent. You are. You are. This came out your cooch and your nuts. This is your responsibility, not the world. He is destroying the world, and you over here trying to daycare. No, get your priorities together. Deal with what you made. You created this. They tried to slide out of that, Modesty. They tried to slide out.
issues with him, and I remember said that they had met with mom, and she kind of, I think they said like didn't really understand like what's the big deal sort of thing. Like she wasn't really like, yeah, this is serious, or we need to get ahead of it. It sounded like they didn't get anywhere with her from what I remember.
Indeed, a friend of Brian's mom notes that Terry felt that school authorities were unfairly singling out her son.
Enabler! Enabler! I told y'all.
Terry had like a binder, I remember, of information that she had conflicts with District 51.
Okay.
I know growing up as a kid.
Ooh, D, you ain't lying. They always take out the enabler. They take the weak. They weak. He wasn't gonna take daddy out. See, he didn't start doing this shit till he said what? Till when? I moved back with my mama. Daddy just as off as him, so he like, bro, hell nah. I ain't finna put daddy like that. That's crazy to me, man. They was gonna be the next victim on his list.
Honestly, think about it. They probably were afraid. You think? Like I just said, she was an enabler. She wasn't afraid because she was afraid she wouldn't call while he was there. You know what I'm saying? She would have. He was outside. He could have came back in and did what he needed to do to her. But if she were really, truly afraid, if you're really, truly afraid of your kid, right, and they're gone, you're going to call the police or you're going to kick them out, you're going to change the locks, you're going to try to do something. She enabled that, and she just went about her day taking care of other people's children for good kids. Her burden, she pushed it off on the world. Because that's what I see. I'm not saying either one of us is wrong. Nobody's wrong, but I just think that they bad parents. Because when your child, that's what I'm saying. Like, they shitty parents. They shitty parents, man. Nah, they shitty parents. They needed a foot in his ass. You can't play around with kids who are shown. That's what I'm saying. Well, disregard all about it. Hey, nah, for real. Nah, for real, modesty. Wow. Well, hey.
He was really teased in school that they would call him a four eyes, geek, loser, dork, all that stuff.
But the detectives in the interrogation room are more interested about his murderous intentions in the preceding months.
I'm really curious, when you talked about the hammer and the shovels and the knives and like the zip ties, I mean, what was kind of your plan then? That's a little bit different than you did this time.
Oh, yeah.
So what was the plan back then?
The plan was to go find, because there's no prostitutes in Grand Junction, I don't think. Have you ever had any sex crimes?
Yeah. There's not prostitutes like 5 of them standing along the side of the road, but there's prostitutes in Grand Junction.
Yeah, the plan was to go with one of them and have them come with me.
Told y'all. I told y'all. Man, see, I told y'all I used to be studying this shit. I used to love Jeffrey Dahmer shit, man. I don't know why I was so fascinated with the ins and outs of what the hell Jeffrey Dahmer did. I don't know. And I learned so much from watching him, and then I'll transition to Bundy. And Bundy was brilliant. He was brilliant. This kid wanted to be a serial killer. It's nothing wrong with him. If I didn't have a strong enough mind when I went down that path, that's why I had to. I used to tell y'all, like, the morning when I did the Morning Wood show, getting into all of that, because I dig into that. I go. I don't know. I don't have no medium. I'm like, I just learned a little bit. I gotta learn it all. I gotta know it all. I want why. And I got deep into that Dahmer shit, and it started cracking. That shit'll turn you dark. It'll turn you dark. And he did that. And he didn't have a strong enough mind or enough activity in his real life to bring him out of that. He probably ain't trust God. I'm just gonna be real. You knew all along. She should have just watched him do it. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Because she there. Una, I know. I was crashing. I'm transparent with y'all. I don't be bullshitting with y'all. This is me. This is the only person I know how to be. I'm not a character. I'm not even Uno. I'm Demetrius Dallas. And this is what I bring to y'all every day. And the only reason I don't just say my name is because I don't want everybody to be, we getting new people. But I was there, bro. I was on Gacy. I was on Yates. I was on Dahmer. I was every day. And I'm up 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 in the morning just studying what they do. So when Netflix came out, I got to get that as a tongue twister. When Netflix came out with the Dahmer series, I was like, nope, that ain't right. He didn't do that part. Oh, they sensationalized this part. I was too deep in it. That should have turned your ass dark. I had to tell y'all that. It will definitely turn you dark. Spirits jump. If that's a fact, gotta be careful. Straight up. Hey, I got too much ADD to be a serial killer. Those are the ones with the serial killer tendencies. Not the ADHD, the ADD. Because they got, and then they can just ride it out like, oh, that was just a moment. That's why they can do it again. Yep. Shit take a lot of work. I need to relax. Darius, I'm with you because, Lord, I ain't got the time to be no serial killer. Let's get back to the story. I done went to the left.
And then the plan was to subdue them and tie them up and then torture her.
Prostitutes.
So what made you not go back to the same plan and get, if you kind of had that as a plan?
Would I have been caught?
Well, I don't know. My point is, if your folks, your mom found your stuff, right?
Yes.
And got rid of it. Why didn't you go back to that plan? Why change plans?
Too much risky. First time in a row, they'll be like, okay, that's really suspicious, but okay, we forgive you, don't do it again.
Okay.
Second time in a row, we're calling the police on you. I didn't want to do that again.
Okay, fair enough.
Risk.
And so they didn't call the police?
No, because they gave me an ultimatum, have them throw it all away, or call the police. So I threw it all away.
Detective Norcross does an excellent job showing great interest in Brian's kids and his previous plans, all of which
it does take a lot of work and thinking and time to yourself and digging in your mind and trying to think what the next people think to try to cover the tracks. Man, Gacy, go listen to him when he confessed. Go listen. He said, they wouldn't have caught me. I just got tired. They wouldn't have caught me. I got tired. After 40 bodies in his backyard, nobody knew. Then he rubbing elbows with the sheriff. He rubbing elbows with the governor of the mayor. He funding their money because he paid and he loved in the community. He was killing all of them, putting them in the backyard. And he going to kids' birthday parties. That's the clown. They love him. Bro, what? Y'all better listen.
Encourages the suspect to keep talking.
Listen, that boy say it was too much work. I got tired of doing it. It was wearing on my hands, not on my mind, on my hands.
And helps build a strong case against him. At this point, the video is redacted, but according to the transcript, the detectives ask Brian if he ever expressed any of his dark thoughts to his parents.
Nope, because you had already been implanted. I'm not going to leave nothing. You would have did something like Brian, a onesie, a mask, gloves. It's simple. You don't need to do a lot. You don't need to do a lot. And we've seen in time and time again, these cases, these police are not doing the excellent work.
Parents.
Just think about how many
he tells them yes,
got
but
away.
only disguised as
Just
jokes.
think about how many murders is not
For instance,
solved.
he once said, quote, "Wouldn't it be funny if you sold a lipstick with mercury on it to those beauty pageant queens and they got poisoned because of their pride?" Brian was making these kinds of comments while in high school as his teacher.
Look at him. Look here. I just had to look at him. You ain't no damn serial killer. You a
shares.
And then he would just say some bizarre things like to get a rise out of class, kind of to try and get attention on him, like just say a racial slur or, just kind of be loud and obnoxious to try and get attention.
Yeah, he can't be mentally insane. Just in the middle of class or
well, like one was watching a video, I think it's about like Genghis Khan or something. He said something
hey, can y'all gonna help me get my keys? I just killed 3 people. I thought I left my keys in the grave I dug. I'm trying to get back to the house.
Of course, the matter before investigators today isn't Brian's inappropriate humor, but his actions on the night of the murder, and the revelations from that night are far from over. Brian finally reveals the twisted true story behind.
Hey, side conversation. Hey, my mama used to watch Unsolved Mysteries. Boy, and then she was talking about go to your Granny Jr. house. My Granny Jr. had them wigs back there in that back room, and she had the little swing, the light bulb that just hung from the string, and it just swung back and forth so it cast shadow. It would cast shadow. Me and my sister be in that room, and she had the velvet cover that came over, looked like the vampire. And nobody slept in there, so it was cold, and it smelt like nobody slept back there. The floor creaked, and there was woods behind the house, and it was scary in that mud. Me and my sister would be up all night holding each other. And she got 50 wigs going around, and all of them mugs look like little heads that night. We were terrified after we watching Unsolved Mysteries. Man, I used to be scared of them. Oh,
his mishap with his car and the river 2 nights ago.
What were you doing down here, bud?
Well, I felt like I needed to get out, and I figured, why not park here and just
relax a little bit?
Relax and think.
As it turns out, Brian's road trip to the Blue Heron boat ramp had absolutely nothing to do with relaxation. He explains to the detectives that after he murdered Warren Barnes, he returned home to try and sleep.
But I was worried that because there was a hole in my gloves right here, I was worried that they would be able to obtain a partial print. So I figured, why not go all the way? I drove back to the different outfit, picked up his body, surprisingly heavy, put it in my trunk, and drove to the Blue Heron drop-off station. I parked.
I used to be terrified,
right?
boy.
So let's say this is ground. The ramp is quite...
See, y'all got me being crazy. Tonight. Are aliens real? Or is one outside your window? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm in the projects. Ain't no aliens in the damn projects.
Steep, and you need to have four-wheel drive to pull out of it.
Okay.
And my car didn't. So I pulled in. I thought that I could drive out because I put it in reverse, so that it's easier to pull the body out. And
You know what's so crazy, Miss T? That's in my town. That's in my city. I know all about it. Yeah, little Chris, man, they done. Yeah. See, my mama, look, my mama say I ain't tell one lie. Stop talking about my granny. Terrified that thing. Me and my sister back there like, the sun will be up in a minute.
And B, because the back tires would provide propulsion to push up.
Right.
And I open the trunk, I take his body out, I put it in the water, and because I don't want fingerprints on a body, so I just try moving it with my shoes. That works successfully. He goes out some part in the river and floats off.
Yeah.
God knows where he is now.
Unfortunately.
Maybe a he. He's dead.
Still a he.
Okay, yeah. God knows where he is now. I think my guess was that it would be discovered this morning or next morning, so keep an eye out for any river-related activity.
Okay.
To inevitably drive out.
Yeah.
My car didn't come out.
From Blue Heron.
Yeah, from Blue Heron.
Yeah.
My car was stuck. I tried putting it full throttle.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. My car doesn't have four-wheel drive. Stupid me.
Okay.
And so then I tried putting it in low gear. I'm trying everything with this.
Right.
And it still doesn't come out. And then it slides into the river.
Oh.
My car slides into the river, me inside. And so I'm there in a car quickly being flooded with water. Okay, it's the middle.
See, I told you, Miss T, that's down. That's in our hood. Me and Muff come up together. We from the same town. Yeah, that's my little city. We done went through a lot of heartbreaking pain, but it seems sometimes it be feeling like it's a little dark cloud over the city, man.
Of February.
It's cold.
At night.
Yeah.
Definitely not autism,
freezing.
Yes.
Definitely not autism.
I almost died. So I'm able to climb out. I don't see the body, so I assume it's a travel bit.
Okay.
I come up, and I'm sitting there. I need to act fast or else I'll die of hypothermia. I'm panicking a bit at this point. I'm going to be like, this is what I'm going to be remembered for, dying of hypothermia.
Wait. Did he say to keep, what did he say keep a lookout for? On what part? Was he just talking about going down to the dock when his car was getting stuck to keep a lookout for the lifeguard? Or the guardsman, the life shack, something? I want me to go back? I can run it back.
And a botched attempt at hiding a body, and I'm just like...
Once again, we see Brian in good spirits while sharing what could pass as an amusing anecdote if it were not for the horrifying truth behind what he's describing. His story also shows that he has a preoccupation with how
he just wanted to have a show.
And what did you tell your parents? I mean, you obviously,
he wanted to be famous in his life.
So what I say is, I feel like I need to get out. I often do. I feel like I need to get out. Hear my thoughts. Have you ever felt that?
Absolutely.
So let's say that I drive down to the Blue Heron Point and just park and just turn off the car and think. And I tell them that I'm stupid and I park too low. And then my car slides in the river. Okay. Yes. And then the police came. I didn't do a breathalyzer test because I wasn't drinking.
Was it the police or the sheriff?
It was the police.
Okay.
In addition to the rest of the damning evidence Brian relays to the detectives, he now reveals that he was...
I be hating our city be known for shit like that, for real. I be hating that. I don't like that. Man, we got to get right, bro. We too small to be known for horrible stuff like that. We know about the baby. The dude was pushing the baby in the stroller and shot the baby in the face. The Elkins kid, man. We know the wrong stuff. We on national news for the wrong stuff.
Not intoxicated on the night of the murder, closing off another potential defense in court.
However, what immediately caught the police's attention is blood from the body was on the reverse bumper. See, I forgot to wipe it off. And I was so panicked that I wasn't thinking. And so when they pull it out, they immediately see blood on the bumper. And they're all thinking, we really like to get in this trunk. Fools, there is nothing in the trunk.
Okay. And that happened this morning?
No, they noticed it after I'd been sent home at 3 a.m.
Okay.
They noticed the blood. But yeah, this morning they noticed more blood on the door handle, the other door handle, passenger one, and also the multi-layered gloves in the car. I took them out, and obviously my car went murdered before I was able to throw them away.
Sure. So did the cops talk to you guys about that this morning? Did the cops from the police department, did they talk to you about that this morning?
No, I was not contacted.
Oh.
Horrible policing.
Brian's car was pulled out of the river in the early morning hours of February 28th.
Horrible policing.
And this interrogation takes place the next day.
If he never would have went in the water, he would have never got caught.
Insurance information.
That was God. But if he would have never went in the water, he would have never been caught, y'all. Think about that. They let him go.
Sure. And they were still curious about the blood.
Did they ask you about that?
No, because they did not notice it while I was still there.
So when you say they were curious about the blood, how do you know that they were curious?
Because my parents told me.
Oh.
They saw the blood too, and they were curious. But I said, I don't know where the blood came from. They thought maybe it was just cuts, but obviously a cut doesn't produce that much blood. And they said maybe it was the recovering abscess under my arm, but that's scabbed up. So they didn't know what to believe this day because it's blood, it's sticky, it's sinewy, but I can't name a source. So they were just a tiny bit curious. Yeah. Not tiny bit, they were curious.
Yeah.
This is another spot of his oddly placed laughter, showing that he really enjoys talking about the sick details. However, his position of superiority didn't last long. Police do indeed find more blood in and on.
Yes, absolutely. But all the other bullshit get drowned out. Like these late, my top five cornerback in the league, Super Bowl champion, just got the key to the city. What they put up on the news? His daddy got a dang arrested for a goddamn suspended license. Bullshit. They always try to shit on us. DJ do his thing. What's the main topic of Brunswick? Oh, his daddy and his relationship, not the shit that he do. That's what I'm saying. That's why I be feeling like it's a dark cloud. Tracy, but ain't love on Tracy. He came back to the city. He was like, him and DJ used to do the camp together. Ain't nobody show that man no love. And we always get recognized for the bullshit that we do. Tia Kemp, what's she on what we going viral for right now? Somebody downing us. That should be there.
A car confirming Brian's tale.
And I was worried about just how long it would take to find him because it's a somewhat traveled road. The police have a nose for that type of thing. They're trained to identify the small corpse. And obviously that was lost.
The true story of what happened at the boat ramp will come as news to his friend Kylan Like, with whom Brian shared a very different account. First, though, on the very same night that he dumped Warren's body into the river, Brian messaged a group on Discord, which Kylan was part of. He wrote, "So, I totaled my car. It's in the river." One of his friends replied, "What? You okay?" Brian wrote back, "Yeah, I okay. My car aren't, though."
So I said, "Hey, are you okay? I don't have Discord RN, but I heard the news." And he said, "Yeah, I'm fine. Almost died, LOL. Sorry for the late response. My phone was off." I said, "It's okay. What happened?" He said, "I was out driving, needed to clear my thoughts, so I park at the boat ramp, drop off at the river, but my dump parks on the dirt and mud ramp. So when I try and leave, it gets stuck. I don't have my phone on me because it's dead. I try shimmying it, low gearing it, nothing works. Then it slides into the river, me inside. I'm able to get out, drenched in cold water, 1 a.m. I responded, oh my God. He said, it's freezing out in February at night. I know I'll die of hypothermia if I don't act fast.
Nah, for
So I make my
real.
way onto the road and
For
wait
real.
for a car that takes 5 minutes. I flag him down, and the Samaritans help me by letting me use their phone to call my parents and to heat up in their car. I said, Jesus Christ, dude. He said, they arrived, the police are called, and we collectively decide
That's
to
where
wait
we
until
from.
tomorrow to tow it out. So in
Perfect.
summary, I nearly died and am out of a car. It was towed out this morning, but I'm fine. Sorry for the wall of text. That was my Saturday night.
The Samaritans Brian mentioned are Durwood Pfeiffer and his grandson Kellen, who stopped to help him that night. In an interview, Kellen describes Brian's behavior at the boat ramp.
During the encounter, before his family got there, he kept kind of pacing around and saying, I'm effed, expletive, and try to calm down a little bit because I thought he was kind of concerned about his family finding out he crashed his car in the river or something. And I was like, hey, it's going to be okay, And it seemed to calm down a little bit, but I just remember it was a little off-putting how he just kept on pacing and saying, I'm effed, I'm effed, I'm effed, just over and over and over again, so...
With his attempts to dispose of the body and cover his tracks, Brian is showing clearly that he knows right from wrong. His mindset is further demonstrated by his search history on the day after the murder, when he looked up how to wipe data from Android phone. Does a river wash away evidence? How to dispose of organic refuse. His history also contains numerous searches for information on serial killers, a subject Brian has great interest in.
I read books. I have a book on forensics.
Okay. Did you read the book, the Ted Bundy book?
No, it was on the internet.
Yeah, okay. All right. And Pete has studied him too. Yeah, so...
Great.
Do you know who had
Ed Gain?
No, Ed in California.
In California. Ed Gain, Ed Kemper.
Studied him?
Yeah.
I know of him. He was a Goliath. He was 6'9".
Yeah, he was huge.
So can I ask you a question? Almost all those people did this for some sort of, whether they had sex with the body or it was some sexual gratification in their mind?
Criminology, there's different types of... I'm not a serial killer by no means. But with serial killers, there's different types of them. There's organized, disorganized, visionary, missionary.
I'm just wondering what gets you excited about doing it?
Well, I'm not really sexually attracted to it.
I was just asking.
Brian's statement that he found no attraction to the concept of murder is doubtful, given his excitement at the chance to relive the killing by telling the officers every little detail of the crime. Still, the detectives are determined to figure out the why behind Brian's gruesome actions.
So I'm curious about the cutting him up, taking parts of him home. Have you ever thought about, it sounds like you've had like Ted Bundy, sex type stuff. Ed Kemper just kill people because you want to kill somebody, plus the sex stuff. How about Jeffrey Dahmer?
It wasn't really inspired by it. It was just more...
I'm just trying to think of all the people like
these people can do it, so can I.
Brian's claim that he's not inspired by serial killers is somewhat undermined by that last remark. The following part of the video is redacted, but we know from the transcript that...
And this entire time, this gentleman's been walking freely, talking, no cuffs. He is like the victim right now. He's a serial killer walking freely, to and fro.
Brian tells the detectives that his nickname in high school was Jeffrey Dahmer. He says he had a reputation that he would become a serial killer.
When we would do different group activities, sometimes we would have like different personas or whatever. And he'd be like, I'll be Jeffrey. I'm like, no, you're not. I do remember that specifically. He was very obsessed with Jeffrey Dahmer. And is it Dylan Klebold, the Columbine shooter, was obsessed with him. I remember actually talking to my mom and saying, take this name to your prayer group. I remember talking to another teacher and saying, if any kid's going to shoot at Fruit of Monument, it's this kid.
In an interview, Brian's high school friend Patrick
Everybody that he comes in contact with says he's going to be a killer, but nobody
recalls the Halloween party they both attended.
Do you remember a costume that he wore?
Yeah, he wore a Jeffrey Dahmer costume.
Okay. And I heard he was Mike Myers one year. Was that he was actually Jeffrey Dahmer? Does that?
I might have been mixing up the years because we had a couple of Christmas parties, Halloween parties. But yeah, I think he like dressed up as a serial killer a couple of times.
When he was, I guess, Jeffrey Dahmer, how did that look? I guess how did his costume look?
I mean, it was like jeans, a plaid shirt, and like big glasses, which honestly was like not too entirely different from what he normally wore.
His obsession with crime, serial killers, and all things morbid was something that his parents had noticed too.
A lot of perspective separation.
I'm liking to hear from Terry.
And crime scene. And so he was talking about going into the military in the fall, and when he gets out, having your job. And so I had purchased online a crime scene investigation book for him.
You enabled him.
When he first started out in college, and so I gave that to him, and I was like, so here, Brian, let's channel that curiosity into something positive that you can affect a good change in the world. And he's like, yeah, that's my plan, Mom. I'm not going to say always had a fascination,
You didn't say that.
Last few years. And is it like shows that he watches, or like tries to do things just to create a scene? You know what I mean? Like whether it's like animal stuff or nothing. No, he loves our dogs. I mean, he's very affectionate with our animals, and he would watch. Like just last week, he watched Silence of the Lambs, but I was like, well, he's 19, we probably all watched it. I watched it. It doesn't make me a serial killer, Right. And he watched The Zodiac Killer over the summer a couple of times.
Brian's affinity for Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't the only warning sign observed by his teachers.
Like the first week of school, we had a meeting with all of his teachers and his case manager, expressing the concerns that they had with him and also explaining some of his behavioral issues.
Did anybody express that they had concerns it could be a serious safety issue or anything like that?
Yes, I believe so. We were to keep a very close eye on him, and it's certainly very apparent early on that he was a very troubled person.
In the 2019 school year, one of Brian's teachers found a
Everything
notebook
is
filled with a
hilarious.
number of disturbing elements.
So I remember I don't even remember who found, there was like a notebook, I don't know if it's part of a notebook check, of my student teacher, another student, or somehow it got brought. We had a meeting with Officer Bomar and the administration out at Fruita just because it had
Jeffrey Dahmer, boy.
some obviously concerning stuff talking about like serial killer statistics and
She
stuff.
gave him the blueprint. She started him on his way.
That was kind of the, when they asked us, did we think he was like a threat?
Killed
to us or
37,
other
killed
students?
33.
And my student teacher didn't feel like he was going to do any harm to anyone on the school.
So famous serial killers, some information
Tim.
about
Kill counts and just stuff like that.
Okay.
Like, that's not entirely normal.
The disturbing contents of the book discussed by Brian's teacher far exceed his initial portrayal. Within its pages lie numerous troubling entries detailing Brian's fixation on serial killers and other disturbing topics. Among these, Brian has devised his own cryptic code or alphabet. Furthermore, Brian's brief profiles of his favorite killers paint a grim picture of his unhealthy obsession with destruction and depravity. Additionally, he outlined plans for taking lives and holding strong opinions about his own purpose and actions.
Serial killer.
The book was also filled with quotes about his beliefs in neutral evil. One such quote read, "A neutral evil villain does whatever she can to get away with. She's out for herself, pure and simple. She sheds no tears for those she kills, whether for profit, sports, or convenience." This is far from the only warning sign that emerged during his time at school. In December of 2018, Brian was arrested on assault charges when he hit another student with a homemade mace.
When I had kids give speeches, I always told them to do a attention getter. And so it was the day of his speech, and he wanted to go first. And he pulled out this Indiana Jones-like whip that he fashioned out of masking tape. So to start the speech, he kept hitting the podium. Of course, everyone looked, and then he gave his speech. Then later that day, he ended up beating or whipping one of our side-by-side developmentally disabled students at the bus stop.
In early 2019, he was
Always the weak. Always the ones that's unable to defend themselves. You whip the disabled student.
suspended after intentionally causing a student with PTSD to suffer a panic attack. In a subsequent meeting, school administrators conclude that Brian has a high potential for violence and presents a high risk for the school. However, despite being apprehended for his behavior and his several run-ins with the management at school, Brian's mother, Terry Cohee, has a strikingly different opinion about the incidents.
When you talked about
Listen to her, Enable.
having lots of issues, what were the issues that they were having that made other kiddos not feel safe? He would make jokes that were not appropriate. He got suspended a few times, like for behavior that wasn't acceptable. Like this one girl that he knows very well, he knows that she has a lot of issues and that loud noises frighten her. And so, one of his school suspensions was when he came up to her in the hallway and clapped really loud next to her, knowing that it would put her in a panic. And she cried, and you were like, yep, no, you knew that would upset her, and you did it anyway. And he got suspended for weapons, but there was another boy who brought in nunchucks to school on the school bus. And Brian was like, wow, cool. And I think this was in 11th grade. And so Brian was like, I think Brian had given out some candy to some kids on the bus. And so Brian was like, can I check those out? He's like, I'll bring you in so I could give you some candy. So Brian gave the kid candy, and the next day the kid comes on the bus with two sets of nunchucks. One are glass, and the other one, I guess they're like rubber. I don't know. I never actually saw them. He's like, I know I can't take the glass ones because I'd be in trouble for that. So he took the rubber ones and he put them in his backpack. I don't know if it was in his backpack or in his jacket. There was some differentiating stories. So the teacher saw them. And
That's what I thought it was,
Brian?
some sperm or something.
Nothing. And so Papa Omar, he was like, we have a prohibited weapon on school grounds. And I'm like, okay, well, what about the other kid that brought them in? And they said, that kid doesn't have the behavior issues that Brian has. And I'm like, oh, so you're punishing Brian because he has behavior issues. I see. So Brian went through probation and he completed it successfully.
In fact, his father, Brian Cohee Sr., believed that his son was incapable of such violence.
He's got friends.
Enabler number 2.
Respectable friends, not friends that would ever, not those kind of friends.
Sure.
Clean, good.
Dang, Tay!
The worst they have is they play video
You
games.
don't miss HR.
We're doing good. Our kids are both doing good. They're okay at school. They don't drink or smoke. So I didn't really have warnings that this was going to happen.
She's not a good.
He may say a cuss word once in a while. Okay. But no, he's never hit anybody ever. Okay. He got in trouble for throwing tape ball at school 3 or 4 years ago. Okay. And they wrote him up for it because it hit somebody. But the football players can nail like jazz with a football. But Brian, he got in trouble for that. He's never hit anybody.
Your son hit somebody not in a sports setting in the face with something, but you compared it to the football players. There's probably football players. I'm not even going to go there because the football players are typically black. The football players can smash each other with the football. Who the fuck smashes each other with the football, bro? Who? Tell me one person you seen on the football field, geared up, run and just hit each other with the football. Shut up, goofy. You the reason your son is like he is.
He's just like his dad. I mean, I've never been in a fight, man. I just saw he was going to be a spin-off of me because he's non-violent, but he's not. I don't know what's going on now.
But Brian often resorted to social media as an outlet to share his ideas. His dark thoughts were further reinforced by his posts on various social media accounts, pictures, and comments about his beliefs and mental health. His comments on Reddit were often on posts depicting mutilations and injuries. In an Ask Me Anything on Reddit, Brian wrote, "I'm a 17-year-old nobody who is failing his classes." When someone posted asking about him, Brian answered, "I have a counselor, but he assigned me to someone else because I was beyond his skill set. I'm also going to get a neuropsychological evaluation because of my irresponsibility. I can't really use any of my friends for support because they'd make fun of me."
Then we did have that meeting with SRO, and Jeremy and I went in there and we briefed him on it. And I reiterated to him, I was like, "Look, this kid is really going to need some help in counseling right now." He's like, "All the flags are up.
In fact, even the Samaritan who helped him at the boat ramp on the evening he was dumping Warren's body, Kellen Pfeiffer, was at school with him and had a few things to say about Brian's behavior.
I remember my friends kind of complained, and one of my friends, Isaac, just did not like being in the same bus as him. He found him very obnoxious. And he complained about him a few times to me. I never really took too much notice at the time. And he was like, dude, this kid won't shut up on the bus. And he says the most inappropriate stuff. And I'm just like, yeah. And he was like, I just hate the kid. And I never really, like I said, took much of a note, because it was kind of like at that point, like, oh yeah, people are like that. You know, some people are just annoying.
So, given what you've been thinking about and all the other things, people that thought you wanted to be a serial killer?
Only if it brought me fame. For a while, I was willing to do anything, good or bad. That was years ago in school. I was willing to do anything, whether it be good or bad, just to gain notoriety, fame.
And that, my friends, and that, detectives, that should conclude the case. We said, we got a little bit more, probably, I think it's 11 minutes. We said that. He did this. He's not crazy. He's not autistic. He's not this. He's not that. He's a kid with privilege that wanted to be noticed. The clay ball, the Columbine shooters, same thing. They wanted to be noticed. They weren't popular in school. Everybody called them weird. They wasn't getting the attention that they needed at home. So any attention, good or bad, I know that I've been there before. Used to want to get some attention, so I would do anything for attention. We call that, y'all sharp as hell. See, I got y'all paid today. I bought HR here today. Ooh, boy, we having a good day, bro. But I got some bad news at the end of the day. In this case, I got to tell you.
Brian's comments about fame hinted a possible motive, but we still don't know the ultimate reason behind his horrific actions. In the hopes of drawing that reason out of him, detectives now take him one more time through the story of the gruesome killing. And this time, we get details that are even more monstrous than what we've learned thus far.
Did he see you? No, he was not woken up until I pulled the sheets back.
I know this is going to be real fast. You pulled sheets back.
And
before you stabbed him, did he see you?
No. And I pulled the sheets back, I get on him, like a knee, and then stab him, and he wakes up. He's, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get off me.
And I think you stabbed him anywhere besides I know you said the neck a lot of times. How many times do you think? Did you count him?
No. I was going until he stopped.
Okay, how many? Just your best idea how many times?
30 or 40.
Okay. You said the neck. Besides cutting his arms off.
Well, actually, it was a general assault. I was mainly targeting his neck because that's the most vulnerable area. I was stabbing his head, anywhere in that general area. I stabbed his head multiple times.
How about his chest, his stomach?
His chest, I stabbed once through the ribs.
Which hand were you using?
Right hand. It was his right ribs, and I just went. I sliced open his belly, carved up his leg. Not like I made several slices at his leg.
Why did you do that?
I was just doing everything I thought of at the moment. Then I cut off his head. I gave him a Glasgow smile.
What's that?
The Joker smile.
Why were you doing that?
I suppose it was a frenzy. I was.
Sorry that I knew what a Glasgow smile was. Get back to the story, not me, guys.
So excited, so rushed up on adrenaline every day.
That's Auntie Priscilla. She an investigator.
And I paused, and he said, "Why are you doing this?" And I said, "I've been wanting to do this for a long time."
Brian has used very little vulgar language up to this point in the conversation. Between that and the exactness of his quote, it's easy to believe that this is an accurate recollection.
So let's talk about before you were sure he was dead. Where else did you stab him before he was dead?
Nowhere but the head and neck.
Okay. When did you stab him in the chest?
After he perished.
Okay, and how did you know he perished?
He let out a final gasp.
Okay.
And he wasn't fighting later on. He was losing too much energy, blood loss. And he just finally gasped, and I needed to make sure, peace of mind, so I decapitated him, partially as for the hell of it.
So let's try to go step by step. You said you stabbed him in the neck and the head while he was alive.
Yes, I paused. We had a conversation where he said, "Why are you doing this?" And I said, "I felt like doing this for a long time." I continued. He died, deceased, whatever you want to call it. And then I stabbed his ribs, opened up his belly, sliced his leg multiple times.
Okay.
Derobed him, and then decapitated him, removed his hands, his joints.
Did you derobe him before or after you opened his belly?
After I opened his belly.
So you cut through his clothes to open it?
No, I lifted up his shirt and just...
Okay. Which way did you go? Like a deer this way or like this way?
No, this way, across his belly.
Okay.
If what Brian has admitted to so far has not put a sick feeling in your stomach, the gory details to come will surely do so.
You didn't see his heart or anything?
No, he was very thin. I thought about taking out...
What else do you think you saw?
What do I think?
Internally, what did you see?
I saw his liver, his large and small intestine, and that's it. Some of it was yellow. I was thinking about taking out his heart. I was thinking about crushing the ribs and disemboweling him entirely.
Okay. Did you disembowel him at all, or just cut him open?
I cut him open, but his organs spilled out by themselves when I was dumping him.
Anything else? Did you take anything besides his head, like anything internally?
No.
And how did you know it was his liver? I mean, you ever go hunting, or how do you know it's somebody's liver when you open them up?
It's dark, purple, brownish.
Okay.
It's large up here. I just knew it was liver. I've taken anatomy and physiology, so I knew it was his liver.
That makes sense. I was just curious if you've ever seen one before, you're just guessing, or how you know?
I've seen some.
These nauseating details are quickly followed by another shocking piece of information about the night in question.
Did you take any pictures that night?
Yes, but I deleted them entirely.
Where did you take pictures?
After I killed him, I took a picture of him, his hands, but I deleted all those because those are evidence.
Okay.
I don't know if you can find them, but...
When you say you deleted them entirely, that's an interesting statement. What do you mean by that?
I removed them from my phone, deleted the pictures.
Okay.
With some assistance from the U.S. Secret Service, investigators are able to extract the deleted photos from Brian's phone. Nonetheless, Brian's care in deleting the pictures once again show that he was highly interested in covering his tracks, showing us everything we need to know about his state of mind in the wake of this awful murder.
Did you tell anybody about what you did before today?
No, I haven't told anyone that I committed murder.
He was
Yet
alive.
that very morning, Brian texted his friend Kylan Like, asking if he can come over to talk. Once at the house, Brian concocted a story that Kylan's husband, James Bailey, thought was ridiculous.
What I remember, he came over, he was acting super weird, and he was like, I gotta tell you guys something. I think the police are trying to frame me for a murder. I found a body, I was like messing with it, and I got my car stuck in the river, and I had wiped blood that I had on my hand onto the car, and the tow truck guy saw it, and like, I think that they're gonna try to frame me. I thought that, like I said, at most he had found one and was just trying to be edgy because he found one or something like that, or even to the point where he could have just been making it all up just because, again, I didn't know him personally.
I was planning to maybe keep a finger.
You haven't got that far yet.
No.
Line finger.
That's small, not that much space. It won't smell that much.
Makes sense.
Easy to keep.
Brian has provided the detectives with everything they could possibly want to know about the murder. He's detailed the killing not once, but twice, and he's even revealed stomach-churning details about the disposal of the body. The one question that remains, however, is an enormous one. Why? And Brian's reason why is perhaps the most twisted aspect of all.
You know, Brian, I have to ask, a lot of people that we have talked with,
they're silent.
Well, or they're just not as well spoken as you are, to be honest with you. You're very articulate. You're very articulate.
I think I'm bad with words.
No, I actually think you're really articulate. And you talked about you were just kind of in a bad space that night.
It was, yes.
Okay. Why were you in a bad space?
I didn't take my medicine, and plus for years I was wondering what murder would feel like, because you read Ted Bundy and the Zodiac, they all say murder is the best feeling in the world. So I'm like, I'm going to try that. So for some time I had been wondering when it would happen. I always knew I would be in this building, whether it was as a criminal or a police officer.
As shocking as it is that Brian's motivation comes down to a simple matter of sick curiosity, his last remark is almost more unbelievable. As mundane and evil as Brian's motive may seem, it's not one he made any attempt to hide, even as he first talked to police in front of his house, The young killer was fully upfront about his curiosity.
Like, for real human head and hands?
Yes.
From?
That fellow who went missing recently.
Which fellow was that?
Warren Brown.
Warren Brown? When did he go missing?
The night of the 27th.
Okay, and how did you end up with him?
I murdered him.
With what?
A knife.
Why would you have done that?
I've always wondered what murder felt like.
Brian's teachers were all asked an identical question.
When Brian was arrested, were you surprised to hear that?
No, I was not at all.
I remember when I saw the story on the news and, you're like, that name sounds so familiar. And then you're like, I guess I wasn't surprised, if that makes sense.
I mean, I've been doing this for 23 years, and I know you can't really go off gut feelings, but I just always felt uneasy around Brian. Like there was, and just like he needed much more help than we could offer him in a public school setting. And so when I saw that, I hated to see. I wasn't necessarily surprised that his path could have led to that point.
Were you surprised to hear about what happened on the news? No, I wasn't. I was more let down by the system because, we had called it out that he needed help, with all those kind of flags were going off, and it still happened.
Back in the interrogation, the detectives try to find out if Brian's curiosity was satisfied by the murder.
So, to see what it felt like, what did it feel like?
It was intense. It was a rush of adrenaline. My whole body was shaking. Not out of fear. It was it wasn't fear. It was just pure, what's the word, excitement, I suppose. Not excitement as in joy, just excitement as in increased heartbeat, sweating, that type of thing.
Like an adrenaline jump?
Yeah. Although I wasn't breaking a sweat killing the guy. It was quite easy.
Well, did you enjoy it, or?
I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. He was going to be a serial killer. If he would have, don't call me crazy. If he would have waited and not been so impulsive, he probably would have became one of the most deadly serial killers we've seen in America. He had that itch for it. He had the enablers. He had the knowledge. He had the wherewithal to be able to beat the police. He had already made his own secret language.
Not enjoy it.
Did I enjoy it? I don't know. Sort of neutral of the whole thing. I didn't enjoy it, but I didn't hate it. If I go back that night, probably wouldn't have done it, knowing what it felt like, knowing how this will all turn out. I wouldn't have done it.
What did you think it was going to feel like?
I thought it would be the best feeling in the world.
You said you didn't feel much of anything.
Excitement.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But other than that, no.
Well, let us step out and figure out where we're going next, okay?
Okay.
The interrogation is over, and Brian seems highly satisfied with how he's cooperated with the detectives. He's enjoyed every minute of this conversation, and it seems that he at least partially achieved what he said.
Nobody did nothing. Teachers, friends, family, preacher, nobody. People that he worked with, nobody did a dang on thing. But say, he's going to kill somebody.
Set out to do. He seems to see himself in the same league as infamous killers such as Ted Bundy. Brian may be done talking on camera, but he still has one last comment to make.
Okay.
According to Detective Berg's official report, when he walked Brian to the booking department, Brian smiled and said, "I feel like Hannibal Lecter right now." Brian Cohee Jr. pled not guilty by reason of insanity in January 2022. This plea triggered a psychological evaluation. Noting the matter-of-fact way he presented the details of the murder, the doctors asked him how he felt about the killing in retrospect. Brian said, quote, "Yeah, it's just kind of a thing that happened. It sucks, but it happened." When asked what about it sucks, Brian mentioned that he was now locked up, couldn't see his friends, and emphasized that he really missed video games and the internet. He did not, however, express any remorse for the victim.
So I don't know what's going to happen now. I don't know how we got to get some kind of advice or find out what to do, or if she has her own business here. and I have my own business, and I carry the same man's name as my son.
Right.
And now it's going to be all over the paper. Brian Cohee killed somebody. Right now, we can't do anything.
Well,
we can't go anywhere. I'm not working anymore. She can't have any more kids anymore. Everything's over. It's all done now. It's over. Our lives are totally over.
A jury ultimately rejected the insanity defense and found Brian Cohee Jr. guilty on 1 count of evidence tampering, 2 counts of tampering with a deceased human body, and 1 count of murder in the first degree.
Because, I mean, Murray going to jail for 15 years probably.
Contrary to Brian's estimations, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He's currently serving out his sentence at Buena Vista Correctional Complex in Colorado Springs. Monique Lanati reflected on how she would want her friend to be remembered.
If I had to say one word about Warren, he was amazing.
A permanent metal art memorial was installed next to Monique's bridal downtown, carefully crafted to reflect Warren Barnes' favorite pastime, reading books.
Damn, Mr. Warren. Man, that's sad as a fool, man. That boy, that's sad, bro. That's sad, man. Like, rest in peace to Mr. Warren, brother. I'm glad he got life without the possibility of parole, life in prison, and he's serving it. He's serving his years. But you grown, that's where you need to be. Because if he get out, he gonna do that shit again. See, now he amongst the other killers where he's the small fish. He don't have nobody that's weak. So he probably ended up being somebody's girlfriend. Screw the parents and their feelings. They catered to that monster. Absolutely, they did. They absolutely did. They made him. They enabled him. They did what they did, y'all. Y'all, I want to say this was a great, great show. It was a great week. I'm catching the flight in the morning. So I'm going to get y'all off tomorrow. But Saturday, we going to spin it back. I got to activate my phone. Got my phone. So I ain't going to be disconnected. I can get back to editing how I need to edit. Make sure y'all tap in with that boy, Young Tay White. Y'all messing with it. The hottest video reaction show out, period. VN. Tap in, subscribe, hit notification. Tomorrow belongs to Bandcamp. My girl, Modest Moment, she's in the building right now. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Be in the building. I'm going to be in the building. Be in the building tomorrow night, 6. Tonight, I'm going to come kick it with y'all. I'm going to do Uno Does the Internet. We're going to see Charleston White fight, and we're going to have some more. We're going to have some messiness from them preachers. We're going to have a lot, man. Tap in tonight. Let's say 9:15. 9:15. I'll see y'all tonight, 9:15. We're going to get it in. Uno Does the Internet, because I won't be here tomorrow. I'm going to be flying out, taking my grandkids back to Arizona, man. I want y'all to have a great, 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 great day, great weekend. Know that y'all really mean a lot to me. Coming and showing me love and being locked in and entrenched in what we got going on. My mama finna get ready to go, so I'm finna pack up both. Both finna go spend a couple weeks with Nima, and we finna gonna get right. I gotta go to the VA. So y'all, I love y'all. I'm gonna let y'all see what the HR said again, so y'all can know what to do to get y'all checks. And always remember, if y'all don't hear nothing that I tell you on any of these podcasts, man, be yourself, because that's the best person you can be. And I love you. I'm going to let y'all speak to Officer Hansy one more time, and then we out of here. I'll see y'all tonight. Tap in with Tay. Oh, follow GFT. Grown Folk Talk. Me and that boy, Boss Blake. GFT. Go follow. Hit the notification and subscribe. You won't see GFT on my page, on Boss page. You won't see it nowhere else. That's the only place it's going to be. If you rock with me, go over there and follow. If you rock with Boss, go over there and follow. Monday nights. Y'all know we in there. I'm gone. Officer Hansy, back in the building.
Somebody point me to the camera. Somebody point me to the camera. Point me to the camera. I got these folk money on them checks. I got these folk money on the checks. Point me to the camera. Oh, it's this way? It's this way? Okay. Good. Okay. Good morning. Point me to the camera. Point me. Oh, there you go. There you go. Good morning. I am Officer Hansy from... I got to see the camera. There you go. I'm Officer Hansy from the Human Resources Department of the what is it called? DaOnes Detective Agency. And I got lost in Memphis. I had made a wrong turn. They got me out here by myself. I got your money in your checks. Clock in today and I got your money. Any other problems that you may have, just reach out to Lead Officer Dallas. Uno the one is what y'all call him. And he can get your money in your checks. Is here. Thank you for what you do. We appreciate you. Bernice, take me to the chicken hut. I'm hungry.
The only detective agency capable of handling